Snook Sunday Snook Sunday. Oh, hey guys, Todd from Juno Bait here. Getting ready to go tarpon fishing, so I figured why not talk about some snook fishing, right? Seems like a good idea. There's no real easy way to lead into this video today, so like drop that spool tech, it's kind of irrelevant to what we want to talk about today. So when I start talking to people about snook fishing in the shop, one thing that I commonly find is I get into kind of snook feeding behavior, and no matter where you're fishing, the time of the day, anything, it all kind of leads back to one thing that's really important to think about when you are snook fishing, and it does tie into other stuff like tarpon. Like I'm going tonight to throw some spool tacks and see if we can't find some tarpon. But snook are an apex predator, which means one thing: they're extremely lazy. They don't want to do anything. When it comes to feeding, snook want to lay into the current. The eyes are on top of their head. They're always looking up, that upslung jaw. The way they feed, they look up and they wait for something to come over top their head. There it is, let me eat it. They don't want to exert any extra energy at all to eat. So consider that in normal fishing situations. When you're fishing bridges, inlets, jetties, anywhere that produces a standard, consistent current, look for the snook to lay in the current. They'll use things like seawalls, pilings, jetties, any of that stuff that orients them and lets them look into the current and wait for stuff to sweep to them. That's where you want to position yourself for fishing purposes. Now, obviously, there's going to be situations that are going to change that. Bait runs, different factors that will, make it a little different. But for the most part, always remember there is going to be about a 30 to 45 minute window of the tide where the tide is at the situation at the speed that the snook like. Not too fast, not too slow. Too fast a current's no good, and not enough current's no good. But that sweet spot right in the middle, that 45 minutes of the tide, is when the fish are going to feed. So try and lock that tide down and keep that in mind when you're presenting your baits. You want to fish up current and bring the lures back. A snook is going to feed when something swims by his face like this or like this. This is not a presentation that a snook is going to like. Will he turn up and eat a bait that comes over top of him? Maybe. It'll happen. It's not to say that you can't do that, but for the most part, that bait needs to come towards him or slightly cross current. Little Sunday snook rundown on how to kind of present your baits. It's a generalized deal for snook fishing. Keep it in mind. It definitely is going to help you catch some fish. Hopefully we got a fishing report for you tomorrow. Maybe some snook, maybe some tarpon. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit some comments and let us know of any other videos that you want to make. We got a lot of good stuff in the works. As always, thanks for watching, guys.